Welcome to Trading with Livevol. My name is Stephen Choi, and this is where I use my own trading account and using the Livevol X trading platform to kind of show you guys how I use the platform to trade. Let's kind of jump to it. I didn't have too much time to trade. I didn't do any trade today. Believe it or not, I do have another job, a regular job, so I do that, and this is kind of part-time. So let's just check the portfolio real quick. Doesn't look like I'm having that great of a day. Looks like I'm down 2,000. Here are my P&L. Most of the ones I'm down are where I'm leaning long, and you know, basically we're down today, so it's going down. So against you know, Alcoa, I'm long GM, I think Charter, as you guys know, as well as YHOO and ZNGA. So they're all down. I have basically my VIX position to hedge against it. So this is kind of like my most pain point. Let me actually kind of show you guys what I'm talking about. So I have all these long positions, and to hedge it, I bought the VIX 1626 call spread. Now the 1626 call spread, I invested about $2,000, and I can get a max of 18,000 if it actually ends up at 26. The reason I did that was because I'm just long everything. But right now, if I just go to the overall market, if you look at the overall market, it really didn't. I mean, like, it's nothing. It's like basically flat, even though I'm down. So what the VIX really won't kick in until it really started doing one of these, and I don't think that will happen unless something happened in Ukraine. So let me go to the VIX. You can see how we had this spike initially, but it's slowly starting to come down. So we'll see what happens. I'm still bullish just because there was bad news in China, and it didn't. And there was like kind of more standoff language in the Ukrainian, Crimean, Putin disagreements over there, and basically the market's really not down that much. I think it is something that need to be aware of going forward and keep close track. But you know, right now I'm like kind of in a dead spot where my stocks aren't doing well and the VIX aren't really kicking in. But I'm okay with that. I knew that coming in, so I'm just gonna keep it and see how it goes. Let me actually talk about Outerwall, because I did this trade on Friday, and I sold this put spread, right, for $6,250, so $350. I sold this put spread, and they had a tender offer to buy about 20% of their shares. Well, this morning it came out. Let me actually go to it. This is it. The stock price that they bought was 70.07, and I think they bought about 20% of their shares back. So the stock kind of was trading a little higher. If you can see it over here, it got as high as maybe 70.37, and then now it kind of sold off. Probably, you know, people taking some profits, or people getting out of their residual deltas, right? So if I tended X amount and I only got filled on 20%, I had excess, I need to sell out even though I made some money. So I'm short this put spread because you know, it's you're gonna make up to 50%. So I sold it for $350. It'll take $650 in margin. So 50% return by July is what I was thinking if it works out. And I was also trying to do this call spread. If you guys remember yesterday on Friday, trying to buy the April 75, March 75 for 70 cents. And I never got filled on it, and now looks like they're around 95. So I think I'm gonna put in buying 5 for 75, although the chance of me getting this filled is pretty low. but I'm gonna send it right now. See how it goes, because if they were willing to buy stock for 70, we'll see how it goes with the stock. It's generally pretty bullish, in my opinion. So there isn't too much going on with the other stocks. Like I said, I was leaning long. I'm kind of at a dead spot, so I need to like wait until it rallies or it goes down further. I did talk about Skull on Friday, how I kind of was bullish and hoping that I can get it at $9. So it got as low as $9.22, but I still didn't do anything. And looks like it's up today, but I'm still gonna wait a little bit. You see the volatility here; it's starting to come down. So if it goes down too much further, then the whole point of like selling high vol kind of goes out the window. If you look at the stats, it's pretty even now, call versus put. So it's not as bullish. It'll probably like settle, and then maybe you can get some opportunity if volatility doesn't go down too much, of putting on some kind of spread. So that's kind of what I'm waiting for. We'll see what happens. There was a lot of times people ask me, hey Stefan, how do you actually get ideas? So if you look at this on Livevol X, you can actually filter your trades. So I filter all the trades for 1,000 or more, and I actually have this basically filtering. And you see this FXI, something came up in FXI which kind of I took some interest, and this is it. So let me actually show you what happened. Let's go to Stats tab. So somebody actually bought 13,000, and they did a spread of buying the April 33 puts and then sold the April 35 puts. So they did this for credit. Looks like 23-cent credit. Even though they bought 2 and sold 1. And your basic assumption is that FXI is either going to go way below 33 or it's going to go above 35 before April 19th expiration. So let me actually see if I can model this out. So what did this guy do? So April 19th. 35 puts. So he sold this 1 time, and then he bought this 2 times. All right, so let's go to a risk chart. Let's go to 8 weeks. So basically, if you look at it, he has this little dead spot right here. Let me actually get rid of these. He has this dead spot right here, where if it goes down to let's say like $33 is where his max pain is, and then above 35 he's good, and if it starts really going down below 33, he starts really, the money that he's gonna earn is it's gonna increase. So basically the bet is it's kind of like a straddle. You see how like this curvature is like a straddle, but he's actually getting paid to put on the straddle. It's a 1/2 ratio spread. I kind of like it quite a bit. Let's see if I can actually piggyback it. So I'm gonna buy 1, sell 2. I would like to collect 23 cents, and I'll do it 5 by 10 times. So I actually punched it in the wrong way. So I would like to sell 5, buy 10, right? So buy 10 for 62, sell this for 149, 26 cents credit. So this person did it for 23-cent credit. I'll try for 26 cents credit, see how it goes, and boom. So there you go. So for in terms of you guys like generating ideas, I just did this right now. I didn't actually look at the market too much coming in today, just because I was busy with my regular job. So I was looking at it. Somebody told me about this block trade that happened. I kind of like it. I think it is gonna move one way or another. So I'm gonna. It's like in my mind, it's a straddle for credit. And you know, as you guys know, I love doing credit spreads. So that's what I'm gonna do. There was also an interesting trade in Axel. I don't know. I haven't done anything with this yet. Basically, you see the 7,641 open interest. That got traded on the 27th of February. And we'll see what happens. Because let me actually go to Axel right here. The interesting part about this is that see how tight a trading range it's been for basically since July of last year. And if I do it maybe weekly, all right, so basically since July of last year, it's just been it's been getting tighter and tighter, and it was just interesting to me that there was this large order of buying the April 20s. I don't actually know too much about this company, but it might be worth looking into. Looking at the stats tab, basically it doesn't trade too much except for that day, which makes me a little weary of just putting on a trade. But what I do like is that it's been trading at such a tight range, and usually when it's at such a tight range, eventually it'll break out. And if these guys are betting that it's going to break up to the upside, maybe it's worthwhile to do some kind of investigation to see whether you want to do that trade or not. Okay, so let me actually go back to my account again. So AA, as you guys know, I have some calls. Basically, you know, it's down 27 cents. Charter, I'm short the put spread and I'm long the calls. It's up a little. GM, I'm just long the calls. Let me talk about GM a little bit because I was looking at it just now, and it's one of the things that I'm not sure exactly what to do, except for the fact that these options that I own are now only worth a dime. So, you know, even if I sell it, it's 250 bucks. I already lost half the value. The whole premise of me doing this spread was that I was thinking GM was going to be trading 37 or higher. You know, I was hoping it'll be up a little so I can sell some March calls, but that didn't happen. So I'll see. I'm just going to have to wait and see what I can do later on. But I think in all my positions, basically, you know, I'm long YHOO as well. Let me actually go to that one. Right, so I own 12 of these. Basically, it's down, so I'll see what happens. So I'm just kind of waiting for a rebound, or if it sells off more, then maybe I have to close it. But I'm kind of at a limbo. Like the market's not really down enough for me to get out of this position and change my opinion, and the market's not really up. So I'm just stuck with it. The ZNGA, as you guys know, I did pretty well by selling the 5.5 calls last week. I kind of let it ride thinking that ZNGA was going to go up. Let me actually type this in. So I'm looking at the weeklies, and I was thinking maybe I'll go up to $6 this week. So I wasn't so keen on selling anything against it. I'm still believing that, so I'm going to keep it for now. But as you guys know, the longer I keep it, if I look at the risk chart right here, Yeah, the longer I keep it, and let's say I do it for next 8 days, let me do 25%. The longer I keep this, you know, I'm gonna lose decay every day. So if I don't do anything this whole week, you know, I can lose if it stays right here. Yeah, I can lose another maybe $400 or $500 of decay. That's on top of what I lost today already, which is 700. So I have to see. I guess I can sell some straddles, but you see, like these are the ones that I'm kind of working against. Maybe if ZNGA has a little uptick, I can sell these for 2 to 3 cents. But right now, I'm just gonna keep it, keep everything status quo. Of course, I'm gonna be monitoring it, but right now, I don't really have any opinion one way or another. You know, I look at the stats; they're still very bullish. So it's one of the reasons why I want to keep it. You see, like people are still loading up on the April 4.5 calls, March 5.5 calls. Basically, 6,500 of the 12,000 calls traded were traded on the offer versus only 3,200 traded on the bid, and we'll see what happens. The order flow is still bullish, and they're still buying premium. So I'm gonna wait it out. It's a little early, so I'm gonna wait it. There's 30 cents of premium still left. So if maybe nothing happens by tomorrow, I might consider start selling these. If you look at it, click on this. People have been mostly buying these options, the ZNGA March 5.5 calls, and people have been selling most of the options on the put side. So they've been buying the 5.5 calls, selling the puts, which also leads me to think maybe it has some upside. But as you guys know, stocks really hasn't gone up. This is a tick chart, one-day tick chart for today. Had the downward sell, and you know it's off by a nickel, so 1%. See what happens. Other than that, there's nothing much to report. There was a couple of things I was reading over the weekend. I saw these commercials about these electronic cigarettes, and then I saw people like smoking those at the airports. So it kind of got me curious. I was watching Netflix too, the House of Cards, and the main character Kevin Spacek is also smoking. So I think I was kind of bullish on LO stock. And when I was reading about it, basically it had this jump because of takeover rumors that it could possibly be bought for like $60 or so, right? Let me actually type in the company, by Reynolds, and Reynolds also went up in the prospect of buying. Now the reason why I think it's why both of those companies went up is they have a lot of synergy, so probably on just cost savings alone, they can benefit greatly, and it makes sense for them to do. And even if they combine, I think they're still only the second largest tobacco company in the world. So what I'm kind of waiting for is this. You see how this spike? So this news came out. I'm generally thinking sometime in the summertime might be when there might be a chance of getting a bid, but I would like LO to go down a little bit lower. So ideally, if it went down to 50, I would love to put on some kind of spread in LO. Most likely, let's see what I can do. Maybe June or September. I like the September's, gives me a little more time. Maybe I'll do something like this: the 52.5, 62.5, call spread for $4, but we'll see. You know, maybe July or August might be better for me, but I don't know exactly which one's best, and maybe I can subsidize it by selling some put spread. So I'm still thinking about what to do in LO, but I think it's a pretty good prospect to trade. Just in general, I have kind of like a general idea of what might happen to a lot of stocks. I am, and you know, I'll kind of talk about later as time goes, but TLT, which is the treasuries, I think this is going to go down because I think the interest rate is going to go up by the end of the year. So I'm generally bearish on this. HLF, I know this has been topic of many activist investors. My thinking is generally if you make most of your money from your reps and not from actual physical selling of the product, you know, I guess I'm kind of leaning more towards Ackman. Not that I'm saying this company is a complete fraud, but we'll see what happens. I think it's like trending tightly, and the question is, where is it going to break? My thinking is it's going to break to the downside. So that's about it. I'll keep you guys more informed. Talk to you guys tomorrow. Hopefully there'll be some action tomorrow so I can have something to talk about. But in summary, looks like I'm not doing too well today, but I'm basically there's nothing else to do. Like I have to either close all these bullish positions or start hedging them, or I have to wait until it goes lower and my VIX spread starts kicking in. Either or, it's in the middle road, so I'll just have to wait and see what happens. My hope is that it starts rebounding and starts going back up for the rest of the week, and I can make up this money that I lost today. Other than that, this LVX is a pretty awesome platform for those of you guys who haven't tried it yet. You guys can try it going to livevol.com. Go to livevol.com, go to LivevolX, click on free trial. You can get, I think it's like 2 weeks or a month free, and it's just an awesome software. And I'm actually going to start having guests this Wednesday. So after my broadcast on Wednesday, I'm going to have people come in for a live demonstration. For any of you guys who are interested in doing that, drop me a line at stefan.com@livevol.com, and I'll be more than happy to try to maybe schedule you guys here. I'm located in San Francisco. So have a great day, good trading, and talk to you guys tomorrow.